Well, tonight on the podcast, ladies and gentlemen, more and more people are speaking out about Biden. And case in point, Biden has a big problem with black men. Black men have really seen the light. Black men are really voicing their concerns about the Biden administration and what he has not done. And many people are not discussing how Biden has cratered his support. You know, they want to talk about black men and Trump and all of that sort of thing. But we're going to talk about just 2020 here in a minute. But I want you to watch this clip, and I want you to just really listen when the overall theme is when these black men are speaking.
I feel like the black community don't really like Biden because, like, when I go on the streets and stuff and I talk to my homies, they don't really be Biden like that. You know what I'm saying? They say Biden really ain't do nothing. They really like Trump better. I ain't gonna lie, because Trump had the money coming in. He had the stimulus checks coming in. You know what I'm saying? You could do a lot of, you know what I'm saying, under the table stuff with him. But Biden, I feel like he get a bad rap.
I'll probably be the only black person to admit it, but I want Trump back. I'm sorry. I mean, last time I checked, who signed off on them stimulus packages? He did. Even though we didn't have the money to do it and put us more in debt, it didn't put us in debt. It put the country in debt. But we don't feel what the country debt is. We don't. We only feel it when we go buy some grapes and it say $17.
Now, did you kind of listen what the overall theme was from those two brothers? They aren't no MAGA supporters. They didn't say, oh, yeah, we love Trump so much. No, they kept saying what? The stimulus checks, we had more money. And that's what it is at the end of the day. Black men need money. Biden has not put no money in the pockets of black men. Take the first brother, Chicago, Illinois. All the migrants have been going to Chicago, Illinois, okay? Resources that should be going to black men in Chicago are not going to black men. It's going to men from Latin America. It's going to men from African countries, Caribbean countries, Asian countries that's showing up there as migrants, right? Ukrainians that's flying in that people just don't see them because they blend in with the white people. But all these different people showed up to Chicago, Illinois, and they're not getting no help whatsoever. Now, Trump, how would that benefit black people in Chicago? Trump says he wants to have the biggest deportation event in American history. Trump is going to stop all the resources going to the migrants. That's number one. And he's going to get them out of the way, which benefits black men. Let's call it what it is. You look at the other brother. He's in Washington, D.C. His mayor, Muriel Bowser, prioritizes everybody else but black people. They actually got her in office. You understand what I'm saying? So that brother saying, bring Trump back. Why? Because of economics. See, if Biden would have done the exact same thing as Trump and made sure black people, black men in particular, so we talk about black men, will have some money in their pocket, it wouldn't be a problem that Biden having right now. But see, Biden and the Democrats have contempt for black men. Contempt. They want to, as soon as they got in the office, what did they do to get this Asian hate crime bill? Demonize black men in New York, San Francisco, those places. Trying to say black men are just attacking Asians. Like black men don't have nothing else better to do than that. Then it was a straight, I got a good lesson in propaganda when that happened. Because CNN kept playing this stuff over and over and over and over in a loop, right? Then when Biden signed this Asian hate crime bill, all of a sudden, nobody talking about Asians being attacked no more. It's like, man, it mysteriously went away all of a sudden, right? The Asian community was not in the long lines like black people were. They wasn't. But yet, black people go to vote for Joe Biden, and he don't make good on anything for black people. That's just really what it is. Black people had to sit here and watch him prioritize LGBT, making sure they're good. Black people have to sit on the sideline watching that. But we're talking about black men in particular. We're watching how Biden is sending billions of dollars to Ukraine while black people in America is not getting anything. They just said that $6.2 billion of all the money sent is unaccounted for. Like I told y'all, it's some money laundering going on. It's going to come out eventually, but it's straight money laundering going on with some of this. And some of your politicians are getting or got accounts over there in Ukraine, and they're getting some of this money overseas. Oh, I trust me, they are. They are. And eventually somebody going to blow the whistle about the money that's being stolen. Because how is it you have a job that pays, even if you're a senator, what, 150, 170,000 a year, and yet you're a millionaire? But when the American people make a job, have a job of 100,000, they don't become a millionaire in like 2-3 years. So where all that money coming from? Where is it coming from? If your job is just to be a senator or a congressperson, right? Biden and the Democrats with people under 50 are complete in trouble because we don't live off of the civil rights movement. We don't want a pat on the head, say, "Ooh, acknowledge me, meet with me." No, we need tangibles. We need reparations in the form of cash payments. We need an anti-Black American hate crime bill for us, because if anybody need protection, it is Black Americans. They keep Black Americans not protected. When it comes to Black Americans, we can't just do something for one group, but you can sure come up with an anti-Semitism bill, right? Specifically for one group. But they tell us we can't just do something for Black people. That is a lie. The Democrats don't want Black Americans protected. The Democrats feel that they own us like a plantation slave master. That's how they feel about us when it comes to our voting. They have racist views about Black Americans, thinking that we're so not intelligent that we don't know what computer mean, Kathy Hochul in New York. They think we just so subject to misinformation, disinformation, because we just so ignorant, we don't see it coming, right? Right? We just don't see it coming because we're so ignorant as Black American people. We're so ignorant that, oh my God, Russian bots can influence us in an election because we just so silly. But they say this about no other group of people. At least if you're going to go on the guys or Russian bots, at least say it affects everybody, not just Black voters, right? Not just only voter suppression for Black voters. And what's voter suppression? You saying, you know what? I want to kind of cool off on the Democrats, or maybe I'm going to choose the couch in 2024, or I don't know, I'm thinking about Trump, or I'm thinking about third party. I don't know what I'm thinking about. I'm just, it has to be voter suppression. These Black Americans, because they supposed to be voting Democrat. If they don't vote Democrat and they think for themselves, it got to be some white Russian that don't care about a Black American like that influencing them. Oh my God. Because these Black Americans, they don't have no brain, because we got to give it to them. See, younger Black people are seeing through the racism, Democrats. We see all right through it. You can play that mess with the older generation, but you can't play it with us. Remember, we live in the age of knowledge. And we are seeing what you're doing in real time. We see your corruption. See, the old people didn't have opensecrets.org to go see who's donating to y'all. We can see who, we know why a lot of y'all put up an anti-Semitism bill, because we see who's funding you. AIPAC, they're funding you. Or J Street is funding you. But but why aren't you doing something for the American people? But you want to come to Black people to vote for you. Go talk to AIPAC to vote for you. Tell them to vote for you. Go tell all the people that's donating money to you, go vote. You coming to the people who don't have that kind of money to put you in office, but then when you get in office, you serving the interests of people who just giving you money. Hell no. People seeing that. And matter of fact, that's a lot of people saying, hey, if certain PACs are donating to you, that you're not qualified to be elected. People can see all this now. We live in an age of knowledge. Black Americans are saying, no, we got to get our resources. We need our money now. And when people say, y'all talk about reparations, it's just a check. It is a check, because you don't tell the migrants that it's not just a check. You didn't tell Ukrainians it's not just a check. You didn't say nothing about all that $1 billion that you sent of weapons over there to Israel recently, Biden. Everything is about money for everybody else. But when it comes to us, well, it could be education, really. They got people sitting right now with degrees, can't even get a doggone job. But you're going to say, well, here's a degree. And like but everybody else getting paper. No, reparations is cash payments like everybody else get. It's a doggone resource. It's money. Now, you want to do this other stuff, talking about education? It's money plus, okay, you want to give education, money plus a housing voucher. That's cool. Money plus this, money plus that. Fine. Fine. But it goes back to the money. That's what we need. We need money. These brothers was talking about Trump because Trump was putting money in their back pocket. That's what it is. See, y'all gonna put some money, Democrats, listen, you gonna put some money in black people's back pocket or you gonna lose elections. I promise you that. See, that older generation, this is their last, for the most part, this is their last go round with you. We talking about the black community. The next election, the next one that's coming up, let's say 2028, and after that, 2032? Y'all really gonna be in trouble because you're gonna have to deal with us. See, listen, brothers and sisters, we got nothing but thank God, time on our side with them. We are not in the time of trying to convince the older generation. We don't have to. Now, not everybody in the older generation is on that. Some of them agree with us, and shout out to them. I've met many of them. So we don't want to say everybody in the black community is older agree with Biden and the Democrats and how they be doing black people. Not saying that. I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is right now, Democrats, you either do right by black people or you're going to lose elections. It's just that simple. You can continue to prioritize migrants, LGBT. You can prioritize wars overseas. Keep prioritizing that. Go ahead. You won't be in power long. Period. It's just that simple. Take care of black Americans. If you took care of black Americans, Biden wouldn't have no problems right now. And I'm going to tell y'all, Biden is not going to go out there and do nothing for black people this time either. He's not going to promise you anything. He's not. No, he's going to play games with you. He may do a little symbolism, but he's not trying to put no paper in your back pocket. We shouldn't accept nothing else from them but money. Listen, we don't need you in the church house because a lot of us don't go to the church house no more. We already see the game with that. Listen, we know the church is corrupt when they know y'all going in there. Because if you're really about the Bible, you wouldn't have no politician there, especially a politician that set up there and helped mass incarcerate black people, or his vice president that was mass incarcerating black people in California. Why are you in there? No. So I know you corrupt and you're not righteous by letting them come in your pulpit. Just that simple. That's why a lot of us don't respect the church, the black church. It's not God. God is not the problem. It's the church house. And the Lord fixed it anyway, where you didn't need to go through no temple. You didn't need to go through no church. You can go directly to God yourself. That was part of the sacrifice of Christ. So there you go. So when this is the thing, Democrats, when you make black Americans a priority in a guise of cash, tangibles, not programs, tangibles, cash money, like you do these other groups, when you make sure that black Americans are protected, that's when you start being good. Until then, you can play the games, you can gaslight, you can say, well, what Trump gonna do? You can say a whole lot of other things. Don't even matter about Trump at this point. You the one know that if you don't have at least 80% of the black vote, you lose elections. We make or break the Democrats winning any elections. We are the ultimate swing vote in any election. Okay? You forgot about us a whole 4 years, didn't care nothing about us. You thought the symbolism of Ketanji Brown Jackson, who can't really do nothing for black Americans on the bench. You thought Juneteenth, who was already celebrating ever since I was a child, that symbolism was going to work? While we literally seeing you in your Democrat cohorts give so much of our resources to migrants, putting them up in hotels that we never got a chance. Our homeless never got a chance to stay in hotels. We see them in New York on all these electric scooters. When you got homeless people don't even have an electric scooter. These grown military-aged men running around New York City committing crimes, doing whatever the hell they want to do. Same thing in Chicago. The police ain't putting hands on them. They're not roughing them up. They're not stopping frisk, nothing. All these military age males were walking around, but when it came to black men in New York, stop and frisk. When it comes to black men in Chicago, 12 is running up on them. But when it comes to these migrant males, they run around, they getting special treatment, and they're coming from the top. It came from you, Biden. Black Americans want that same treatment, right? And we don't get it, so forget that. Why should people in Chicago go put you back in office? What, so you go dump more migrants on them? And Brandon Johnson's a lackey for the Democrats. He gonna do what y'all say do, so he don't have a spine, not whatsoever. And the people in Chicago, when next time elections come up, get him out of there ASAP. He needs to go. But black Americans need paper. And when y'all get a chance, y'all interviewed by these people, you need to say two things. Well, what do you want Biden to do? Reparations in the form of cash payments and an anti-black hate crime bill. Let's start there first. Well, how can he do that? The same way they do it for Native Americans. There's already a program in place. The same program they do with them, they could do with us. Put it in the budget. How is it that Native Americans keep getting money after all this time? You know, me personally, just my opinion, I think it's enough. Black Americans, it's their turn now. It's their turn. It's just that simple. If y'all not going to stand on business and say those things, or you're afraid to because of your job, just say, hey, no, I don't want to interview. And just don't interview with them. Just don't. Stand on business if you get an opportunity to talk on camera. It's just that simple. Now, I know they can edit what you say or whatever, but let's say if you get an interview with them and somebody's with you, take your phone, let somebody take their phone and film the whole thing on the side. That way, if they cut something, you say, hey, man, I didn't say that like that. And then you put out the full video online to show how they deceptively edited your words. You understand? But it's about the money. It's about the money. And a lot of brothers feel Trump is going to put some money in their back pocket. That's why. It's not that they love Trump or MAGA and all. No. That's not even the deal. It's about the money, period. And Democrats, Biden in particular, that's your fault. You created your support. Because the same black folks in 2020 couldn't stand Trump. They wanted to get Trump out. How they go from, I got to get Trump out, to saying, hey, man, bring Trump back. Biden, you did that, sir. You did that, Kamala, ma'am. You did it. You made black people go from can't stand Trump behind to saying bring Trump back. Y'all have to accept that. And it's not going to get any better for y'all. Because every time we look up, the American people keep saying, stop giving money to these foreign countries, man. Stop. Y'all like, F y'all. We going to give it to them anyway. But y'all expect us to come vote for y'all in particular? No, it's just that simple. Any politician that's not going to do what the American people say, they're rogue. And they're doing whatever the hell they want to do. And if you're rogue, they need to go. Y'all need to write their names down in your area, whatever congressperson, senator it is. If you can check if they voted to give money to whatever country, you can check. And if your congressperson didn't do it, okay, fine. You can vote for them, I guess. But if you know that you told them not to give money and they still did it anyway, I'll say, oh, no, you got to go. And you tell the next person, okay, we'll vote for you. But if we catch you doing something that we told you not to do, you gone too in 2 years. You out of here. The American people got to start taking responsibility to start doing research on what their politicians are doing and actively voting and getting them out. Trust me, be honest with you, all them politicians that's on the hill right now, the majority of them, we need to start clean. We just need to start clean and get a bunch of them out of there. We need to get, the Gen X, Millennial, and Gen Z politicians in. Just bottom line, that's how I feel about it. That's what we need right now. Them other generations, if you live through Jim Crow segregation and all that stuff, man, bro, you need to go retire. It's time. It's time. America needs to progress. The reason why this country is going down in a lot of ways is because we don't have no new blood. We don't have no new energy. We don't have no new ideas. We don't have that. They are stuck on one thing. America can't progress with people that belong in Shady Pines. Sorry, they just can't. You need young people to come in so they can bring different ideas to the country. And people of all walks of life, no matter what, community coming from, are kind of agreeing on this, but I would tell all the American people, get your behind registered to vote and get yourself out there and get them out. Because somebody keep going vote for these people. And one thing we know about these older people, they're faithful to voting like somebody's faithful to a religion. And the young people, since you outnumber them, get your behind up and be faithful to get these people out. Because we can't just be complaining all the time about these older people and all the politicians and you don't get your behind up and go get them out. These people are not going to change. Older people are stuck in their ways. That's just how it is. So get your behind up, vote, and get they behind out of there. If you're not going to do it, stop complaining about everything with these people. You got the power to do it. It has to be a movement of all American people to say they got to go. They got to go. They got to go. You got to retire. We're retiring you. You had a good run. We're retiring you, Senator. We're retiring you, Congressperson. It's time. Sheila Jackson Lee, she shouldn't be going. She shouldn't be up there. She shouldn't be up there at all. She shouldn't. And black folks in Houston in the primary still went and voted for her. I shake my head at it. But if more older people are voting, she's going to continue to stay up there. Young people want to stay home, be mad. Listen, I'm about the couch too when we need to have the couch. But then how are we going to get these people out? If you care about America like that, if you type of person, I don't care about America like that, I'm going to eventually leave. Okay, well, shoot, you're on a different mindset. But the majority of Americans not going to leave this country. They're not. They're going to be right here dealing with the issue and problem. So if you want the people, these people that belong in Shady Pines or that generation to keep making laws, and like many of y'all mad about the TikTok ban, the majority of you don't want that, right? They don't care what you want. Well, get the politicians out. That's the way that works. That's the way it works. We got to take responsibility. But when it comes to the situation with a lot of black men in Trump, it's about the money, the dollar bill, y'all. That's it. Democrats had a chance to do right for black men. They chose not to, and they're going to have to deal with the consequences at the polls.